Hi guys, welcome to this video, this setup. It says ArcoLinux down here. That's because I ran the ArcoLinux Nemesis scripts. I am on Garuda. I started this journey because of the fact that we have websites, right? We have ArcoLinux. Just if you type that, that's Google do its work. And if you choose one of the first hits, you can always navigate further to the different, well, universities basically, right? We're talking about building ISOs, and here we have, well, some more information about start here, about the vision. What do we give you? We give you the power to build your own proper ArcoLinux ISO. And it says here, build the ISO on. Of course you can build it on ArcoLinux. Of course you can build it on ArcoLinux. Yes, you can build it on EndeavourOS. So I've been going over to a few of these distros, and here all the videos ever created with the word how to build, and I see the cache, right? The cache needs to be cleared. So you see here the new code. Let me pause the video. So there we go. So build your own ISO is your power to create your own personal Qtile with Vivaldi, without Chromium, with this, with that. And we've added here some playlists. So basically it's now set for life. When I make a video, I add it to the playlist and it comes inside the, well, the list, basically. So, right, that's okay. And here we have 4, 3, 3, 2, 5, 2, 4. So maybe in a year's time I'll revisit it, because I've of course not always gonna test this, the building process, on another Arch system. But if I do, it gets inside this playlist. So we need to make one for Garuda. So Garuda is not present yet. I've shown already videos, but this is really focused then on this particular bit. In the tutorials I've made it I've also added the same approach here. Building ArcoLinux ISO on Archcraft and building ISO on EndeavourOS. It's the same place, so you can find it via 2 links. All right, let's build it. Right? Yeah, we need to choose something. So build your own ISO. It's about 30 desktops. I can't do anything Wayland based because hey, it doesn't work on VirtualBox, and do want to do it on VirtualBox. I've done this one in Archcraft. I've done this one in EndeavourOS. Yeah, sure. We're sure. Why not XS, Xenmod or something? One of the XS's. And XS is extra small. I need to have this. Control C. Ooh. Alt T. Trash this wallpaper. And now we go to Control Shift Enter. Go to the desktop. No. And then open a terminal there. Git clone. Oh, sorry. That's already in the copy paste. Otherwise, it's double. Won't work. That's it. Installation script number 40, and all the rest should be automatically. And while that's doing its thing, we'll go over the file. So as you see, there's no issue. I haven't done anything to the machine except, of course, install the ArcoLinux Nemesis scripts. So, oops, it's not there even. It should be here. So here he is. So I put it often in the data folder, so everything is organized. So I ran this one, the 0, and then you reboot, and I got this. All right. If you say, "Oh, Eric, why did you change it?" It's just a copy paste of a config. Eh? So hence the change in here. Garuda. Voila. That's all. So in no time we'll have an ISO, and we have again something to update. I just boot it up and reboot it, and up there's another update. That's Arch for you, right? So the scripts on the desktop. This one is going to install Xenmod. Okay, this one is going to install Xenmod. Can I add packages to it? Sure, as long as they are on the ArcoLinux, the AOR, the Chaotic, or somewhere. They need to be pre-built. You can't just say, I'll add something, but it's coming from the AOR. It's not build yet. It's a package build and that's it. No, you need to have an actual package. And the actual packages may be interesting to include is in the file system in the var cache pacman packages. These are packages, right? And you see this flip and do strange. That's normal because it's working, right? It's going to do all this downloads and install all these things, and it's here. And now we're done, right? He's done. Checking keys, 5 lines that we need to pass, and everything is good. So tar ZST signing and tar package tar ZST, the package. You see it in the bytes, right? Kilobytes and the megabytes and the gigabytes, and the signing is always very small. So here are the packages. These packages need to go here. And since there are different repos in this system, let's have a look. So if we type update, which is of course our alias, which is now incorporated, right? These are the updates. Indeed, I just pushed something to our repo. The visual code bin update is now coming in. Since we have the same packages on different repos, they're signed with different keys, obviously, and he doesn't get it. It says, hey, what's this? Signature is not valid. Look at the magic of pacman, right? It says, do you want to delete it? Yes, no. Yes is capital, so it's gone. All I need to do is arrow up, so launch the same script again. That's it, right? I often say, and I respond always in written, a written response would be, the only thing you require is knowledge. Who would have thought that just running the script again fixes everything? Because it downloads now the packages with a proper signature from our or another repo, right? So that these two things match. And if these two things match, pacman is happy and everything can go accordingly. All right, so remember, arrow up and then enter. Perl. So these are the things that will go on your future system. And if you see things here that say, oh no, I don't want that, I do want that, and so on. So we made our decisions down the 5 years of voyage that we've made. Do this, do that, basically. And at some point, you're free to experiment. Software from ArcoLinux repositories. Here are just the apps. The apps is what you get in here. Whether you want it or use it, it's entirely up to you. If you say, I'll never use that, or just once a year, well, it's up to you to say, yes, I want melt, and yes, I want micro, right? So yeah, it's just a hashtag, or if it's not in the list, just type it behind it. My suggestion would be type it here, put something in here after this particular line, and say, this is mine, right? You can type anything as long as there's a hashtag in front of it, and as long as you type one package and not like this. Can't do that. Line per line, right? That's F12 popping up. So line per line. You need to select that. Like for example, and that's something else, of course, we give you the power to add your local repository, but that's of course advanced university a little bit, right? Creating packages, putting everything online, and so on and so on. And it's a long-term study, and gradually, video by video, right, you get more and more a master of Linux. The thing is, if I want to install something from my own repo, I'll have to do edu something. These are all things that I've created for my own amusement, right? There is a lot of Candy Beauty Tela Git, Candy Beauty Kogir Git. That's one of the last things, I think. Candy Beauty Kogar Git. And all you need to know is something you can install with sudo pacman. If you can install it with sudo pacman, you can add it to the list. It's not built. It's not an AOR thing. Yay is an AOR thing. Baru is an AOR thing. So if I say, yep, I want to have that one, I put it, you could put it here. There is also another file for it. So let's just close it without saving. And we've thought about that and said, you know what? Why don't we give you, let's see where he is. Let's give you a packages personal repo. So in the script, he's also gonna check out this my personal repo and he's going to install that, but I want also that. So always line per line, that's one thing. And you just keep adding stuff to your DVD. What you see is what you get. So Quogir and Tella will be on there, unless you remove it later on after reboot. But that's not the point, right? The point is to make a DVD that's yours, your decisions, your wallpapers maybe, right? Because there's another option, and that's personal. If I put something in this folder, personal, like wallpapers, it will be on the ISO. Is that easy or is that easy? Control H, variety is providing me all these beautiful wallpapers. And I just need to fetch my favorite ones, if I have them, right? And otherwise it's just the downloaded ones. And you say, those are my favorites. That's a shift. This is a shift, voila. And Control C, right? Let's leave them there. And then go to, whoa, the desktop, Control H, whoops. Desktop, here, 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 here. You can put it in a folder if you like to, right? But if you just put it in here, it will be copy pasted to your to your home directory. In my case, home Eric. There it will be. So if I say wallpaper, I'll get a folder wallpapers next to all the others with this content. And if I build the ISO now, this will be on the ISO. And with a small little alias, we say personal. Right. It just copy pastes everything that's in the personal to the home root. So the still here there is home Eric for me. And it's going to go in there. So basically I get a folder called wallpapers. Make sure you have a unique name, so like data and stuff like that. These are the generated folders. I want to know, I don't know this one. I think I built this one. Public and videos and templates, right? Oh, still in the beginning of the process. So this is a good sign. Some of these errors are just normal, right? Just ignore. Sometimes people ask this, right? Now we say you can safely ignore it. But you can check out some things will not work inside your system. Well, this shroot thing, this build thing, we are building this system. So here it is. That's the future system, and some of these things just won't work inside such a environment. But do not be alarmed, right? If we can build it for the last 5 years, so can you. So all kind of information. The thing is, we gotta wait for the ArcoLinux out to fill in. This is the result of the first one. Remember the keys, arrow up, enter, right? We have to wait for the actual ISO, because he tries to make ND5 sums and all that on what? Nothing, right? So he just creates a file with nothing. So we just have to wait for it. Let's pause the video here. In the meantime, this is a lovely wallpaper that we're looking at. But yes, a violent one. All right, let's pause. While we wait, I thought maybe we should explain a little bit what was understood, what was my vision, what was my idea, at some point in time, February 2022, when I said YouTube ArcoLinux, it is all Arch Linux. So a few, here we are, it's all Arch Linux, right? EndeavourOS, it's all Arch Linux. Overview, at some point in time after, well, this project has been lasting now for 5 years, and year 4, I guess, right? I got this idea in the end, bottom line, we're all Arch Linux. And that's one of the things I started with in February 2022, and that's basically why we're doing this as well, right? We are on another system, Garuda, or EndeavourOS, or Archcraft, or, right? And in the end, I realized that the distro developers make choices all the time. I had to make choices all the time. And that's what makes the difference between distro A and distro B. And that's important, but it's also, yeah, the basics. Not that different in the end. There's a lot of Arch stuff with configurations, with choices all the time. All right, so let's see if I can find, if I go here, Eric Dubois, stop this. There are playlists in here, a lot of playlists. It's all Arch Linux, you'll find it. But it's of course so difficult. Here it is, it's all Arch Linux, it's all Arch Linux EndeavourOS. So this is the bigger one. Well, let's say just pure Arch, right? And this is EndeavourOS then, and so on. And we make one like this, building EndeavourOS on Arch-based system, but also building ArcoLinux on Garuda. And then this video will go in there. So a lot of possibilities here. It is all Arch Linux. That is the basis. And sometimes you find here the playlists in here, right? The playlists. And it shows, right? It shows, it says 19. You see a little bit of difference between the others. And then you know, that's a long playlist. But of course, I have no control over the search of YouTube. It will have to do. So if you say Garuda behind it, it's all Arch Linux Garuda, 19 videos about Garuda, with the idea, in the end, it's all about Arch. So we're looking at the ArcoLinux tweak tool here. ZSH is here, join me in testing. Dusk and NeoFetch, HBlock is there. Also my 3 Samba with ArcoLinux tweak tool needs to be tested. So when I was testing the ATT, the ArcoLinux tweak tool, it has to work on anything Arch Linux, and gradually we venture our way in different Arch Linux distros and make sure that the code behind it works there as well. All right, how is that? Oh, let's pause the video again. Oh no, not that wallpaper, please. Alt T, old trash. Oops, better. I'll trash it anyway, too distracting. Alt T, better, right? There is Alt N for the next, Alt arrow to the right for the next. That's actually a very nice one. And if I want to go back, I do Alt arrow to the left, arrow up to freeze it for a moment, and Alt F, right? Favorites. So if you press the Alt F button, it actually saves it away for you for a rainy day. Days like this, if I run a script and I say, oh my God, this is taking forever, then I go to my favorites, right? And I see, okay, let's put my favorites to my InSync, which is my Google Drive. And everything gets synced, and that's how you get 6 terabytes of wallpapers. All right. Pausing. There we are. It's building all kinds of things, checksums and all that. So if you put something online and somebody else wants to check, is that the correct ISO? No bit or byte lost during the transfer. That's how you do it. So 1, 2, 3 checks, and this is just for your information. This is on the ISO. You decided to put Vivaldi on there, Vivaldi will be in here. You put a Chromium in there, it's gonna be in the list. Now the advanced guys will say, hey, all kind of case stuff, right? So that's Plasma. No, yes, yeah. Calamares is a graphical installer. It needs dependencies. What do? We remove the dependencies afterwards with Calamares. That's it. So it's not really the amount of packages. Lots of stuff will just be removed afterwards. Time to test. I'm not sure if I've actually installed VirtualBox on here. Super F7 will launch it if it is. All right, it's there. Help about VirtualBox 7.06 R155176. There are people having trouble on, was it Telegram, was it Discord, right? So yeah, you gotta change a little bit in your old settings. So here it is. New. I use a template, and from that I clone. The template goes in Eric VirtualBox VMs, fine. Addition, Microsoft Windows, no. Linux, ArcoLinux 64 is good, but we do have something nice. ArcoLinux 64, it's mentioned, right? Next. 50-50, somewhere around 8. I stop. CPUs 50-50. All right, next. 8 GB. What's 8 GB? 30 GB. Next. Finish. Recheck. Every tab I do bidirectional, drag and drop. Description, nothing. Disk encryption, couldn't care less. UEFI, the new system, right? Try, well, most of us, 80% of us, I hope, install Linux on the best machine in the house, not in the worst machine in the house. Yes, that often happens, and then they're surprised it doesn't work and it's not fast. Put it on the best machine in the house. Acceleration, voila. Oops, too fast, too soon. Display. VM SVGA. In the previous video, I always said this, I always said that. No. 7.0 VirtualBox. VM SVGA. Up. All good. No. And all that. Whatever. Storage, whatever. Audio. I don't want audio. Often I'll do this. Okay. For your sake, I'll keep it on. And then serial ports. And often I take a shared folder so I can move from A to B, from the guest to the host. User interface, I do this in the tiling window managers, so we don't see a black screen, right? That's the problem. Okay, I have a template, I can clone it, and what did I build? I built an X and XenMod, XS XenMod, so extra small, not a lot of software on it. And then if you want to have even less, you do so. And if you have even more, you do so as well. Just change the file. This is my personal XenMod. Open. And off we go. So we have to make this bigger. Control F. You know the drill. NVIDIA drivers, the new guys, the new cards, not the old NVIDIA cards. And then open source without NVIDIA or without Nouveau. And the same here. If all of this fails, simple, save graphics. Still fails, other distro, right? Well, you could add something with the E. You can open up a line and then add something, no epic and no ACPI and all these extra kernel parameters that can send with a launch of a kernel. It's getting quite cold, so there you go. Work. How cold is it? well, 19.3 Celsius, of course. If it was Fahrenheit, wow. So yeah, this looks different to me, right? Because it's XenMod. Yeah, I get all kinds of strange things in here. And don't panic, as long as it works, it works. But we get, let's say, over a month, 3 or 4 kernels in, and things change. That's why we have a new kernel, right? So messages will change. Ctrl-Alt-T. We've got XenMod 6.1.11, and I often have this rule: I don't jump to the very first 6.2.1. I'd rather wait for the 6.2.2, 3, 4, and then well, it's just a belly feeling, I guess. Easy installation offline. There is no internet. Or advanced installation online. There is internet. This is the more complex because it needs more knowledge from your side. You choose a language you want to work in. My suggestion is always, advice is always, stay in English. Learn the terms that you can Google later on. Next. Installed by default, check. Don't need to do anything because, hey, what you see is what you get. This will be installed. Whatever I do, this will be on the next system, right? And you see stuff, they say, oh, no one don't want that. Sudo pacman -r and make a nice script like the ArcoLinux Nemesis script. So nothing of all this. Yes, I can add, of course, other desktops, but let's not make things too complex because mixing will result in a desktop that is not the default look. ArcoLinux B will provide a beautiful look when you boot, and not when you start mixing, right? It's about, yeah, knowledge in this case. All kind of packages, you go through the list, long list of packages. And then we're in Brussels, we need to have a Belgian keyboard, and we want to erase everything. This is back in. Let's do riser this time and have a swap, no hibernate. Next. So all of these things, yes, that's a motorcycle and a lot of noise for a small little machine. You hear the sound, it's not that much PK horsepower. So the video is here to show you can build ArcoLinux on Garuda. In the meantime, we've shown you how to get the settings right for VirtualBox 7.0. There's one tip to be set. If the screen resolution is too small, then you press right Control F. Right Control F makes a window, right? It's not full screen anymore. And then again Control F. And then he'll know, oh, look at that, I have 1920 on 1080. Then it reacts. If none of that works, right, we have thought of everything. There is here screen resolution, which is a render that's going to launch. And here you can also say what you want to have for resolution. That's one. And if you're on a desktop, not on a tiling window manager, you have, of course, the settings. And it's called display. And here again, you can set everything to your liking. Voila. Hidden away behind this one. I'm gonna stop the video here. I mean, it just installs ArcoLinux and that'll be that. What you'll get is this. What you see is what you get. I have not touched anything. I've not told Calamaris extra to install more. So this is what you'll get. All right. Thanks for watching and enjoy the learning on ArcoLinux. Cheers.